The Super Media Bros podcast is a founding member of the OddPods Media Network. You know, in the terms of professional wrestling, I feel like one of these movies was an enhancement talent while the other one was a superstar.
I'm curious to see if we feel that way about the same film.
We're not even probably a full 2 minutes into the recording of this episode, and I can hear our lovely neighbors blasting their shitty country music through the fucking walls of our studio, and if we get copyright struck for this, it's not on us. It's not.
No. Mm-mm.
So with that being said, welcome to episode 246 of the Super Media Bros podcast, Spooky Media Bros 2022. I'm Richie.
I'm Devin.
This is Cult Cinema Showdown, FearDotCom versus Strangeland, and also the country music behind us. You probably can't hear it because we've tried to cut it out, but still.
Dog. So it was probably like a day before you had brought up these movies to review. And I was just skimming through like a list of horror movies, and I saw FearDotCom, and I was like, I like that poster. It looks cool. I want to watch that. And then literally like the next day you said this, so I was like, oh, shit, okay, I can do that. It was already on my list. So I watched it. I would say like an hour and 10 minutes in. And I'm like, all right, let me find a place to pause and I can grab something to eat. God damn. Pause it. Wasn't an hour and 10, it was 45. 46.
I'm telling you, we did the same shit because I remember when this movie fucking came out, okay? And I was like, I wonder if this is going to be one of those movies that like tries to hold up years later and it just doesn't, because it was like 2002 when this came out, all right?
Right.
And I did the same thing. Like I paused, I was like, I need to get something to drink. My mouth is just fucking dry. I'm parched. And I was like, this movie's taken for fucking ever. 30 minutes. And then I looked at the fucking runtime. We still had an hour and 15 fucking minutes of this movie left. Why was this movie almost 2 hours long?
That's what I was about to bring up. Like, I feel like this did not... It wanted to be, like, everything. You know, it wanted to be the crime drama. It wanted to be horror. It wanted to be social commentary, even though it had very little to say. Okay.
You hear us struggling to talk about this movie, right? It's not just us, right?
It was style over substance, because stylistically it had a lot of cool elements, you know, like it was a pretty competently filmed movie. The acting was god-awful. The script was laughable. Color palette in most of the horror-ish scenes were pretty solid. Like the opening with all of the blacks and the blues and the indigos, like shit like that. But then you go later on where bitch is like waking up and everything and the cat's there and it's like, yeah, this is 2002. Okay.
Dude, here's the thing about FearDotCom. And I'm sure that you're going to agree with me, and I'm sure that anybody that has seen this movie will agree with me. We were like an hour and 10. Now, bear in mind, I haven't seen this movie in a fucking long time. I'm talking probably like 16, 17 years. We get like an hour and 10 minutes in. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, I do, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like just something about this movie where you're like, what the fuck is the actual plot to this bullshit?
Okay, so how much focus were you putting into it?
A decent bit, to be honest. And the
because
thing is,
I thought I was just zoning out.
No, dude, because I'm looking at it going, okay, does it want to be like a fucking detective drama? Is it trying to be The Ring, or is it trying to be fucking Saw?
Yes.
What is it trying to be?
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's okay. Look, first and motherfucking foremost, okay? Like I said, I thought I was zoning out because I just bought a house, you know, so there's a lot of things that are going into all of this, you know, setting things up, you know, making sure that the mortgage is paid, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Electricity, hot water.
Right. And my man's has got a full-time job just like I do outside of this. And it's just like, dude, we falling asleep over here and shit trying to watch this fucking movie.
I was like, am I just overwhelmed right now? Because I'm not retaining a single thing about this movie.
You know, the only thing that I really retained is that it cracks me up because, okay, it's got fucking Nigel Terry, it's got fucking Udo Kier, it's got Jeffrey fucking Combs, or the Reanimator himself, and fucking Steven Dorff. This movie had some people in it that, if you know cult films or just films in general, they've been in their fair share of good shit. How and why did they get involved with this? I mean, this thing had a fucking $40 million budget and it bombed.
What the fuck?
It bombed. I mean, obviously it bombed, like looking at it. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. 40 mil. Bitch, where?
This is a Warner Brothers film, dude.
Motherfucker, I'm glad I bootlegged this shit.
I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
And if this tells you anything, do you remember the 1999 House on Haunted Hill remake?
Vaguely.
The same director did it. And then here's the fucked up part. That movie was decent. It wasn't great. It wasn't good. It was decent.
Here was my second point that we kind of got off on a little tangent, but
yeah, it's all good.
My second point, there's a movie just like this, but better. Cradle of Fear. Do you remember that one?
Oh, I do remember that one. Oh, you're talking about the movie that we covered a couple of years ago against Veronica, and then we just had a re-release of it not 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So everybody out here, go fucking listen to that. It's a Cult Cinema Showdown rewind. Go fucking listen to that shit. And if you want a movie that is, like Devin said, better than Fear.com, might I say even acted and shot better?
Oh, absolutely.
Even though it was shot on fucking literal film.
I think that's why it looks so crisp, though.
It was charming.
Yeah.
But that's what this movie tried to be. Because the movie is about this voyeuristic torture porn website where if you visit it, you die. So it's like if you fucking watch the video in the ring, 7 days, motherfucker. More like if you watch this movie, the Fear.com, you will die in 7 days from boredom and wondering what the fuck happened to you. You might even go brain dead watching it. Hey!
What? What?
We're just talking about it. We're not watching it.
I don't even want to do that.
I know it's the same effect, isn't it?
Ah, God damn. Still don't know what that fucking plot is.
I don't either. All I know is it had some fucking weird visuals in it. There was a creepy fucking Subway that I never want to go to a Subway again. Not the restaurant. I do quite enjoy Subway sandwiches. I just don't want to go into an actual Subway because they'd be ghosts and shit going down there with chasing the little ball. And that stupid motherfucker was like, I'm going to follow this. Like, he willingly jumps down in the Subway. And that little girl is just like, dee, 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 like running away. And he just like, he looks and he can clearly get back out of the Subway. Like, he can clearly get back on the platform, but he's just like, I'm going to outrun this train. And it just fucking smashes him and he heats him into the wall and he fucking dies.
Like he's in fucking Interstellar or something.
Dude, I swear.
Just, my guy, just go to the side. Don't run forward. Go run sideways. You're good.
It knocked him sideways. It knocked him fucking hard.
Oh, God.
I mean, I'm talking that train said, and that motherfucker pew, just flew.
I don't know. Like, I vaguely understood the plot. Like, we're making jokes about not understanding it. I do, but it's like,
we don't want to.
Yeah, it's like, I don't like this. And the fact that the computer would keep, like, short-circuiting and frying and all that shit, I'm like, I don't think you guys understand how the World Wide Web works? Question mark?
Yeah, and it comes down to the fact that, like, Fear.com is a website on here, but what's funny is how it's spelled on the poster, literally spelled out like FeardotCom, You type that in and then .com in the fucking
Yeah.
web address. It's so goddamn funny because it's FearDotCom.com.
I noticed that.
Right. And it was made by one of the victims basically seeking revenge because of everybody that watched her being murdered and fucking tortured. And the guy that tortured her and shit did it for like 2 days before she begged him to fucking kill her. And this same fucking guy who's got this chick tied up to this fucking operating table standing up. This is what makes me laugh. Steven Dorff, who was Detective Mike, rolls up in that bitch. And the guy fucking puts a knife to the girl's throat, but when he turns her around like a shield, he pops his head into plain fucking view in the V of this table. And the way the table's jutting out against his arm would clearly block him from sticking this chick in the jugular with his knife. The dude could have like shot the guy point fucking blank, and he didn't. He shoots him in the leg. I'm telling you right now, if you guys would like to watch and waste your time on this movie, be our guest. I would not personally recommend it.
Yeah, honestly, I would not have finished it if it was not my job.
And even that was a job in and of itself, not even like...
That's what I'm saying. Normally, I don't consider this work, but...
Dude, Puck was even like, you're actually going to finish this fucking movie? And I was like, we have to do our due diligence with this. Like, we cannot literally just get through half this movie and half-ass it and be like, dude, fuck this movie. Like, I want to be 100% sure of fuck this movie before I say fuck this movie.
If the ending had like a great M. Night Shyamalan ending...
Shamalama ding dong.
But it had an ending.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically what I do every night when I go to bed. I fucking put Loki in the bed and I go to sleep with
I was
my
about to
fucking
say, the
cat.
cat didn't die, so I'm cool with that, you know?
Yeah, but Detective Mike Riley dies, and so does the other detective. So does fucking Jeffrey Combs. I know, but it's just funny. It's like everybody dies except for the fucking cat. And
motherfucker, the whole time I was watching this, I was like, oh my God, I could be watching Dahmer right now.
Could be watching Dahmer. I could be making eggs. I could be fucking, I could be fucking. I could be literally doing anything else. Spoilers, fear.com, don't fucking see it. Just whatever.
Don't do it.
I mean, if you want to, you can, but we're not recommending it personally. Let's take a quick break because we've only been talking about this for maybe 10, 15 minutes, but I need to recover before we talk about fucking Strangeland. Welcome to Fresh Ball Fall. It's the season of pumpkin spice and making sure that your crotch looks nice. That means sipping cider in a fall breeze and using Manscaped products to trim your balls with ease. Manscaped is a company that's going to make sure that your foliage isn't the only thing shedding its excess leaves. Hell, even Mother Nature knows it's time to lose the excess clutter for fall. Join the 6 million other men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER. You know, whether you're brand new or already with us at Manscaped, you could use the crown jewel of care for your family jewels, the Platinum Package 4.0. That's right. With this glorious package, you can align your entire hygiene routine in one swoop. Inside the 10-part Platinum Package is everything that you know and love about the Performance Package, plus some shower goodies included to elevate your grooming game to the Platinum level. The Lawnmower 4.0 Body Trimmer and Weed Whacker Nose and Ear Hair Trimmer feature proprietary advanced skin-safe technology that protects your delicate spots. Both are waterproof so that you can keep scaping even as the weather changes. In addition to shaving, you can now completely upgrade your shower routine with the Ultra Premium Body Wash and the Ultra Premium 2-in-1 Shampoo and Conditioner. You'll have your skin and hair feeling hydrated and smelling fresh. And don't worry, it's not pumpkin spice. It's a cologne quality fragrance. But we shouldn't save a signature scent just for our pits. Use the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Ball Toner to make sure that your go-to smell is top shelf and not sweaty balls. Manscaped is even throwing in 2 free gifts to this package. The Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. They're both made to hold your goodies. Get the Platinum Package this fall. These products are guaranteed to be hits for your dangly bits. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using our code SUPER. Clear out the leaves. It's your tree trunk's time to shine.
Hi, I'm Lauren.
And
I'm John.
And we host the Beard Owl Podcast, the podcast where we talk about two of the greatest things in the world, beer and Weird Al.
And a bunch of other stuff.
That's right. Do you like nostalgia? Do you like sibling banter? Do you like beer? Do you like Weird Al? Are you human?
If you answered yes to any of those questions, give us a listen. Become one of our loyal commenters.
And we're back, and now we're here to talk about Dee Snider. Yes, Dee Snider of Twisted Sister. Dee Snider's Strangeland.
Where he did his best Dakin from Marvel Comics cosplay.
Dude, look.
Look, you can't unsee that shit. He looked like the son of Wolverine.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This cracks me up. It was a 1998 film. Now, content like this in 2022 would not even be... you know how, like, dialogue in movies, they try to oversell or upsell you or, like, overly explain what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to go front to back through the movie, but there's a sequence where there is a dead body and then they find a septum piercing ring or whatever. And the tow truck guy just is the only dude there with tattoos and piercings. And he's like, that right there is an 8 gauge. The biggest gauge is a 00. This is an 8 gauge. That's bigger than a 00. You could stick your finger through the fucking nose, man. And I'm just like, dude, okay. It's pretty much the quote unquote modern primitive subculture of like body modification, tattooing, piercings, because the main character, Captain Howdy, played by Dee Snider.
Reference or no reference to Exorcist?
I'm pretty fucking sure it is.
Okay.
This movie plays into the internet thing. That's really what Fear.com was, like an internet fucking thing. This is an internet thing. This is like chat room internet where it's like the dangers of like being lured in by people you don't fucking know. Like this dude was murdering underage girls and fucking piercing the shit out of people and torturing them. And this movie had fucking Linda Cardellini, Robert Englund, like for real, like Freddy Krueger himself. Fucking,
he was in the mob. Yeah.
Amy Smart. This movie, I can tell you before we even get into most of it, is a better film, a way better film.
Oh, yeah.
And one that you absolutely should check out. And it's crazy because you kind of almost get a full movie in the first half of it because he full-blown, Captain Howdy full-blown kidnaps Linda Cardellini's character, Genevieve, who is actually the daughter of Detective Mike Gage, who is the other main character in this movie, hunting this dude down. They catch this guy, okay? Which I was like, wow, the first time I ever watched this, like forever ago, I was like, wow, this is a short movie. They already caught him. Like, you know?
See, I didn't even feel that way. I was just like, so what happens next?
Well, that's what I mean. It's like, where do you go from here?
Yeah, and I think that's why I did like it so much, is because, like, it easily could have just been, like, your typical, like, rags to riches, sort of, like, maybe not financially, but just mentally and emotionally sort of story. And then it goes, no, we ain't doing that shit. We're doing a social commentary.
Yeah, it's really the way that, like, okay, so the way that they go with this, I was not expecting. Like, the first time I ever watched it, I was not expecting, because Carlton Hendricks is actually the real name of Captain Howdy. Well, they arrest him and they try him and he's found guilty, and they give him the insanity plea or whatever, and he goes for 4 years, and the case is all closed and shit. He goes for 4 years and has like rehabilitation, and he's like painting over his face tattoos and his body tattoos, and all his piercings are gone, dyed his hair brown, and he's like taking medication, and it looks like he's like legitimately like remorseful for this shit. He's taking, you know, steps to better himself, which again, it's like, okay, he murdered fucking people or whatever, but like that's the one issue I have with the movie, is like, okay, are we supposed to feel sorry for this guy? But because like he actually did kill some people.
Yes and no.
Is what I'm saying. Though, that's what I'm getting at. Is it like it plays into like mental health and like the way it is handled in the judicial system and the way it's handled, period. like he legitimately is going to get a second chance at redemption and like being like good. Well, the police officers that are like watching him go back to his house, which has just been ransacked or whatever the fuck, dude, he doesn't have shit. As you kind of start feeling sorry for the guy because he doesn't have shit, doesn't have people, and the plot kind of thickens when the detectives watch Robert Englund lead basically like an army of people into this man's house, and they beat the piss out of him. And they fucking kidnap him. And it's like, it's such a sad shot too, because he's like, Carlton's leaning against the windshield of the back of this car, just looking at that cop, and that cop's just like going to call it in, and he just fucking doesn't do it. And he's like, oh, I'm fucked. And they drive off and they run over, like obviously establishing shot, run over this man's medication.
Mm-hmm. At that moment, I was like, oh, I see now where this is gonna go. Y'all about to get fucked.
I mean, that's pretty much what happened, dude. Like, he's just back to his old ways. And that's the only, well, one of the only complaints that I have about the movie. And it's a very minor complaint. No. You'll understand what I'm saying when I say I have like a minor complaint about it. This man's face holes and everything are all closed up. Somehow, magically, all fucking closed up. When in an instant, it's been 4 years, this man has been just a mild-mannered guy. Sure, I can buy that they're all closed up after 4 years. Like, there should be some scarring with how big some of the holes were. However, the fact that this man goes right back to his fucking AOL chats and his fucking username, he didn't think to change his name from Captain Howdy to something else. He just put some numbers after it. Because he's like, fuck, I don't have the password anymore. Shit. When he finally shows up as Captain Howdy again with all of his tattoos and shit, his piercings are magically back where they were in the first place. No blood, no like, oh, I gotta work my way up to him. It's like he just shoved all that shit right back in. Where did he get them? Did he just go get new shit? Because you know that stuff got taken. Like 4 years. There's no way that body jewelry is like safe and sound for 4 fucking years, you know, or that he located it at the police station or that they even gave it to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, where does he get all this shit? Didn't all his stuff get like ransacked and taken into fucking evidence lockers and shit?
But Richie, aesthetic.
I know. But he essentially goes and kidnaps the daughter again.
The man is relentless. I'll give him that much.
Yeah, he really is. And now this time he has a reason for doing all this. And then like he's on a video chat with him and he's like, oh, detective, why don't you tell your wife what the fuck? Because she's like, what happened? What did you do? And he's like, what didn't you do? Yeah. And Dee Snider is like decent at this role, but it's funny because there was a scene where he does something. I don't remember if he murders somebody or something happens to him, but he just fucking gets up and he's just, what a rush. Just the way he fucking says, he's like, what a rush.
Oh my God.
You have to admit that was a fucking corny line, bro.
It was, but also I'm like, it's 1998. We're on the heels of the new metal post-grunge era. I'll let it slide.
I have to let it slide too, because if you notice in some scenes, like I was hearing music and I'm like, okay, I'm almost positive now. I don't know how confirmed this is or if it was ever confirmed, but I feel like Dee Snider had a heavy hand in curating the soundtrack for this movie, which was fucking fire.
Dude, I would imagine so, yeah.
Dude, it was fire as hell. It had fucking him obviously singing in it. Fucking Seven Dust, Pantera, Megadeth, Anthrax, Snot, Cold Chamber, Bile, Soulfly, Head PE, fucking Kid Rock with Eminem, The Clay People, Nashville Pussy, System of a Down, Twisted Sister, Crisis? Come the fuck on.
Dog, I ain't even gonna lie. I'm about to fucking add that playlist.
Yeah.
Like, I'm about to make that soundtrack like the end-all be-all playlist.
Yeah, I mean, but then the movie's really great. I don't want to give the ending or none of that shit away.
No, God, no.
Because this one is absolutely worth checking out. And the cool thing about it also is it was a $1.1 million budgeted film, and Artisan Entertainment released it, the same company that did Blair Witch. So this was a hugely micro-budgeted film for when it came out. It didn't make its money back.
Really?
No, it only earned like right under $715,000. But here's the thing.
No kidding.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. It's gotten such a cult following. D has been trying to get a sequel made for fucking years.
See, I was researching it, and I had read that has gone cold, so to speak, just based off of dates and everything. But there was a whisper of a reboot, perhaps.
Maybe it still is of like a couple of years ago that he's still trying to get it like put into production, like an actual true sequel to it. But I just couldn't picture it happening with the way shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be opposed to it. I quite enjoyed it. There's a comic.
Yeah, I did read about that. I would almost prefer the reboot because really imagine like this with a modern budget. Like some of the makeup with the stitching and everything, that was pretty solid. Then there was that one burning body.
Oh my fucking God, dude.
Like that, moments like that, I'm like, yeah, if you gave this a proper reboot with a budget and everything.
The fucking screaming while that shit was happening, though, just the, Dude, I can't fucking help myself. They just fucking,
If you took this concept, though, gave it a rewrite or two.
Sure.
A proper budget, which, let's be honest, 2018's Halloween was what, $10 million to make?
Probably.
And that's including a couple of big names, you know? So if you get a few nobodies in this, dog, you can make this reasonable. And it's a different climate. I think if you market it, it'll make more than that. I
feel like it would, considering how much, like, okay, so the subculture and everything that this movie already talks about, if you include that heavily, dude, people will turn out in droves to see it.
Yeah. I can definitely see it being made for like $3 million and then churning out probably 250, 300 million.
That's maybe.
Think about it.
No, I know that. I know.
If you go heavy into the subculture.
Yeah, true enough. Because I mean, if you look at fucking Terrifier 2 has made a shitload of money.
You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I mean, you get the right company behind it too.
Well, yeah.
You see, this screams Lionsgate to me, honestly. Like, I know that's crazy to say, but I mean, it really does. It screams like Lionsgate would probably fucking do this movie.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Whenever they do the red grungy looking,
yeah, twisted pictures and like they spin the shit. You know, like I'm not saying like it's a Saw like produced, but you know what I'm saying. Like you have like that whole like visual of like the pre-credits like going and shit.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's kind of where I think this movie would go if they do that, and I would like to see it again. But yeah, that's just me. The fucking Robert Englund's role in this movie, though, I got to talk about that for a minute because I'm sitting here going, okay, Freddy Krueger himself is playing this country bumpkin ass motherfucker. Fucking drunkard bitch. Gets his fucking eyes and mouth sewn shut, and he's just like,
that shit looked insane.
I know. He's just like, and I'm like, oh my God, somebody finally shut Krueger up. Holy fuck. And it was D fucking Snyder of Twisted Sister.
Dude, I really enjoyed that one, though.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, you know, it goes without saying that I'm pretty sure we're both like this one fucking wins.
Oh yeah, 100%.
As we mentioned earlier, this is what we would call in a professional wrestling setting an episode of WWE Superstars where one enhancement talent wrestles an even lesser enhancement talent, and fucking the lesser enhancement talent just happens to be FearDotCom, and by that, it makes the other enhancement talent look much better. But the cool thing about this movie is that it's actually good and it's actually decent. So fucking go watch it. Don't watch it with Fear.com. Just go watch this movie by itself and then burn Fear.com like that one body in Strangeland got burned.
Amen.
I think that's all I got for this shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I don't know. I'm just in a great mood. I don't know. I really enjoyed this.
It was like cathartic as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed it too. I've had coffee. It's a Friday night. It's fucking spooky season. Look, man.
I think that's what it is, dude. I just love Halloween.
I do too. That's why we're doing this shit. God damn. Like Halloween's my favorite time of the year. And speaking of Halloween, let's come back next week because you fuckers have probably all seen it by now. It's out. It was out yesterday. It's out today. It's out this weekend. Fucking Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
Did it end? Did it really?
I will find out on Sunday when I go to see it.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna watch it.
Buckaloo. I'll be there. We had a deal.
Be really funny if he's listening to this while you're like getting ready to go, and he's like, "You'll be there? You're in my living room, bitch," or just whatever the fuck. I don't know. But I'm probably gonna watch it Sunday on my sofa because it's also on Peacock.
Yeah, that's what I would be indifferent, because it's like on one hand, I do love going to the movies.
Same.
On the other hand, it's like I said, I just bought a house and it's just so nice,
Yeah, and I think for me, it's more of the convenience factor. And the fucked up part is because I literally live like not even 5 minutes from our cinema.
Yeah, I was about to say, sir.
Well, I mean, the way I look at it is I've got my own bathroom. I have my own refreshments. I can stop the movie and piss when I want to.
You don't have to wear pants.
Yeah, exactly. Halloween ain't the only thing that's ending around this motherfucker. My pant wearing is ending before I watch this fucking movie. All right,
I get it. I'm indifferent to it, but for a lot of movies, I do try and support. And Halloween, I would normally be very excited about. I didn't mind the last one.
I didn't either. I quite enjoyed Halloween Kills.
So I don't know why there's a weird feeling. I don't know. I think it's because all of the marketing has been centered around one set piece, and it's kind of got me nervous because I'm like, okay, but what is this about?
Yeah, I think they're trying to kind of lean a little left of normal for this one, which, okay, sure, I'll give it a shot. Well, I guess we'll find out when we talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we're definitely planning on like watching this and just shooting the shit about it. And yeah. So.
And fair is fair, I actually have not minded most of the Marvel property lately, particularly with the movies. I couldn't tell you what Black Panther is about.
Yeah, and I'm kind of going in blind on this. Like I said, I'm going in blind on Halloween Ends. I have purposely only watched like a single trailer for it. And even then, I was like not paying much attention. So whatever.
The second trailer to Wakanda Forever doesn't tell you anymore.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Visit supermediabrospodcast.com for past, present, and future episodes. Check out all the other shows on the OddPods Media Network by visiting oddpodsmedia.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on social media. Leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podchaser, GoodPods, all the places. Buy the merchandise. It is all in the show notes below. Just scrolly, clicky. You click link, you buy clothes. It's that simple. Let's get the fuck out of here. It is late.
It is. I'll work tomorrow.
Yeah, but we also have like the witching hour to get to and all that shit. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. It's been fun. Remember not to watch Fear.com. Burn that shit in a garbage can and grill a big fucking steak over it. So we'll catch you guys next week when you join us for a Halloween Ends review. Until then, I'm Richie.
I'm Devin.
Shades on.
We're off.